sort of wild. Most of them were released from.
The ratio of those of white to blue differs largely, or from between different populations. Captive breeding for Arctic foxes was set up in 2005 as a conservation initiative. There were very few Arctic foxes remaining at that time in Scandinavia, as few as possibly 50 individuals. The aim of the captive breeding station is to produce pups, offspring, that are raised at the facility here, and then once they become adults, they're then released out into the wild, into various populations.
We've loaded the foxes up in their transport boxes, and then we've driven them about 25 kilometers out to a known Arctic fox den. Climate change definitely has a potential to affect the re-establishment of Arctic foxes. Mostly it's probably going to be through the effect it will have on their prey, and especially their preferred prey, lemmings and other rodents. If we get warmer and more unstable climate, where you get snow melt and you get icing on the ground, that is going to affect how well the rodents can survive. In the mountain areas where we have released foxes, and also in stepping stone areas in between the release sites, we have feeding stations for the Arctic foxes. Those are made up of standing barrels with a laying barrel where the foxes can go in. And then in the last standing barrel we have standard dog pellets that we fill into it and that the foxes eat. This type of feeding wild populations is fairly unique, especially when it comes to feeding like a small mesocarnivore. A lot of the supplementary feeding that is being done is to, as far as I know at least, is for ungulates, where you feed deer and such species to keep them alive during winter for hunting, and also some feeding in Finland, for instance, where they feed to take photographs of bears or other species. But this type of feeding across several areas to support a population is fairly rare. If we stop the feeding now, we would see a decrease in the population sizes, and that would be really detrimental. I think we've come a long way in saving this species. We've already seen that the population is rising. We're getting larger subpopulations, and we're getting more exchange of individuals between populations. But I still think we have some way to go before we can say that we've really saved the species.